Now, there are different operators when it comes to numbers. What are the different operators that we have?
Arithmetic, placement,
Right. So what are the arithmetic operators? You have plus,
placement,
you have
minus,
minus, you have star, which is multiplication, and you have slash, which is your division, and you have
modular division.
modulo operator, and you have star star. So this is a special operator in Python. Okay. And you also have slash slash. Okay. These two are special operators. We'll come to it. Right. One operator we have already seen, which is equal to. What operator is it called? Equal to
Place.
is called which operator?
Assignment
Assignment
operator.
operator.
Right. It is basically called assignment operator. In the same way, for arithmetic operations, we have another set of operators. Plus, we know it is for addition. Minus, we know it is for subtraction. Star, we know it is for multiplication. Slash, you know it is for division. Percentage is for percentage is for it is called modulo operator. But what does it do? So what is the difference between a slash and a percentage? What is the difference between a slash and a percentage? Percentage. So whenever you do a division, right, you will always end up with two values. Yes. If I have to divide this, 2 ones are 2, and then I have 1. So if you just look at this, right, there are two values that you will be getting. So one is your quotient and another one is your remainder. Whenever you divide a value, there are two things that we would be interested in. What is my quotient and what is my remainder? Okay. So if I am using slash, what you get is a quotient. And if you use a modulo, what you get is a remainder. So they both are products of a division, whereas slash gives you the quotient, percentage gives you the remainder. Are we clear about it?
Yes, sir.
Right? And double star is basically called exponent. What is exponent? So if what is the meaning of this 2 power 2, right? Yes
4.
or no? So if I have to represent this in Python programming, I will say 2 star star 2 is equal to 2 power 2. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? And then you have a double slash operator. It is called floor division. So if I say 5 by 2, what is the value? 2.5. Yes. Yes or no? Right. So if I use 5 double slash 2, this will result just 2. Only the floor value. Only the floor value, which is going to be 2. Okay. That is called floor division. So here you guys have to tell me what would be the output for this expression that I'm going to write here. Okay. So what would be the output for this statement? OP output is equal to 5 plus 3 minus 4 into 4 by 2 plus 5 plus 5 minus 5 star star 2. So this is the expression. I mean, even do not use a calculator or the Python syntax as of now. Just by looking at this, can you please tell me what would be the output of this? -7. Okay, wonderful. Now let us go back to the basic mathematic fundamentals, right? Do you all remember this?
Bonus.
What does this rule say? The one in the brackets is first. Okay. The order is basically the power. So the one with double star which we have used, the exponent is second. So this is the first precedence, second, third is division, fourth is multiplication, and addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction goes by the same order. Now tell me, apply the same thing and tell me. So what is the one? The first is the one in the brackets. So if I can simplify that as plus 10 minus 5 star star 2. So we are done with the first. The one in the brackets is completed. The second one is order. So 5 power 2 is how much?
25.
Right. So according to this, okay, so the bracket, the one in the brackets is done. The one with the order is done. So the third one is what? Third precedence is for division. So in this case, this one. So it will be like 5 plus 3 minus 4 into 4 by 2 is 2 plus 10 minus 25. And fourth priority or precedence is for multiplication.
Multiplication.
Now tell me what is the product of this now? Minus 15 will be the output. 5 plus 3, 8, 8 minus 8, 0, 0 plus 10, 10 minus 25, minus 15.
Minus 15.
Right? So you understand this rule, right? So all the mathematical operations everywhere, anywhere in the world, in any programming language has to follow this. Otherwise, fundamentally, it is wrong. Right? So it has to follow the BODMAS rule. So if I have to tell in a Python language, brackets are nothing but the parentheses, then followed by exponent, which is the order, then division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, right? This is the one. So BODMAS rule or PEDMAS rule or whatever you call it, but it has to comply with this rule. Any mathematical operation has to work with this rule. Otherwise, the output would be wrong. Okay. Can you quickly try this on your laptop and see if you are getting minus 15 as an answer? It would actually be minus 15.0. I'll tell you why. This is clear, right? Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me the output for this. 5 star star 2 star 1 plus 5 minus 2 plus 2 plus 2 minus 2 into 4 into 2 by 2 plus 4 star star 2. What is the output for this? What is the output for this? Apply the same BODMAS rule.
$52, sir.
32, sir.
It would be 32.0. Right. So tell me like okay, as per that. So this is the first thing that we should execute. And again, within this, there has to be a priority, right? So here the first priority goes for this 16/2. This result will be 8. That is 2 into 8 would be
16.
right. 2 plus 2 minus 16. 4 minus 16 would be okay. We are done with this. And there are two exponents here. So which one goes first? So as per the order, whichever is in the first. 25 into 1 would be just 25 plus 5. Okay, so let me just use this as is minus 2 plus 12 plus 4 star star 2, which is nothing but 16. Again, as per the priority, it is the multiplication 25. Then it is all addition subtraction. It just goes by the order. 25 plus 5 is 30. 30 minus 2 is 28. 20. This was minus 12, right? Okay, 25 minus 12, then plus 16 will actually lead to 32. Right? Can we quickly try this? So this portion is clear, right? So how Python internally computes any product. So with respect to the numbers, it applies the BODMAS rule internally. Okay. So let us say, so 2 into 2 will result in 4, which is a integer. Okay. Okay. 5 by 2 will result in 2.5, which is going to be float.
4.
In the same way, right? Even if I take 5 by 5, it also results in the float. Every time I use a division, it always results in a float, which is going to be 1.0. Right? If I use a division will always return a float value. Division will always return float value.
Then,
Are we clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now 5, okay, let me just say 5 double slash 2 will result in what value? What would be the output of 5 slash slash 2? This is when I use a double slash, it is nothing but floor division, floor division. So what would result in 5 double slash 2? It would be
2.
2. If I use a double slash, that would result in a integer. That would result in integer. If I use a regular division, that would always result in a float. But if I use a double slash, which is the floor division, that will always result in the integer. Okay, so what is a floor division? So I have 0 and I have 1 example, or like I have 5, I have 6. So between 0 to 1, how many data points we might get? So it is like say 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, and so on till say 0 0.8, 0 0.9, and then 1. Okay, these are all the decimals that we can see between 0 and 1. So does between 5 and 6 would be something like 5.5. 1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.9 or 8 and 5.9 and then 6, right? So if I take this as a floor value, this as a seal value, which is nothing but a ceiling, floor and a ceiling. So what would be the floor value of 0.9? What would be the floor value of a 0.9?
0.
Right. So it is always 0. So until whatever floor value of 0.8 will be 0. Okay.
0.
What would be the ceiling value of 0.1?
0.
1. Ceiling value, not floor value.
1.
Ceiling value. Ceiling value would be 1.
1.
For floor value would be 0.
0.
Here 5.6 ceiling value would be 6. 5.6 floor value would be 5.
5.
Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So
Yes, sir.
here, if I use a always floor value. So double slash, the operator is called floor division. The operator is called floor division, and hence it will always result in an integer with a floor value, with a floor value. Okay, are we clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let us say I had a number with something like this. A is equal to 10.1264. 1264. Now I want to round this value to 2 decimal points. Okay, we all know what is rounding, right? You will round it to the nearest number. You will round it to the nearest number. If I have to round this value to 2 decimals, what would be the output? So we have a function called round. We have a function called round, right? And we can pass a data to it. We can pass data to it. So this will try to round the number. And since I said I want a 2 decimal points, this function I'm using to round this a value, and I'll say comma. This is the value. First one is the value that you have to round, and second is the parameter where we want to specify how many decimals. How many decimals, and the first value, the first. So this is what round is, what a function. Helps us to round any given value. Okay, this is my first, this is my second. It takes 2 parameters. Like, the first parameter, the second parameter. Okay, it takes 2 parameters. First parameter is value to be rounded. The second parameter is the second parameter is to specify how many decimals. Okay, are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us try rounding few numbers. Okay, let me just go show one example here. So if I have to round this value like 10.1264, right? Now, if I have to round this to 2 decimal points, then the output would look like 10.13. Why are we rounding it to 10.13?
The number after 2 is greater than 5, sir. So that we
Right,
are adding one number to the.
right. So whenever I'm looking at a rounding, right? So always think like, 0 to uh, just say 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if it is number greater than or equal to 5, I'll go to the next number. If it is lesser than, then I'll go to the previous number. Okay. So here, if I say 10.1234, if I have to round this to 2 decimal points, the value would be 10.12. Okay. If I say 10.1279, if I round it to 2 decimal points, then it would be 10.13.
13.
Okay. So let's try that. Skip a minute. Okay. So round is a function which takes 2 parameters, right? What is the number? Let us say 10.1278. And I want 2 decimal points. I want 2 decimal points. 10.13. Now I want to round 10.1222. If I have to round this to 2 decimal points, it would be 10.12. Round off 10.12356. If I have to round it to 3 decimal points, what would be the output here?
10.13.
3 decimal points,
10.124.
right? 10.124, because anything equal to greater than 5 would always fall to the next number, always fall to next number. Round of 10.121212, whatever. So if I don't specify the second parameter of how many decimals, then this function will return a integer. It will always give the base number. So if I just say round of 10.9999, what would be the output here? I'm not giving any number of decimals here. If I round this, it would be 11.
11.
Okay, I can specify as many decimals as I want to. So either if I don't specify any decimals, then it will not consider decimals. It will always return an integer. If I specify decimal, then it would result. And if I specify, I can specify 1 to any number of decimals. So this will be the output. Okay, round function always rounds the number to the nearest value. Rounds the number to, okay. Round is a function that is used to round the number to a given precision in a decimal digits. So default is 0. If you don't give any decimal point, then it will return an integer.